Our first guest is Oscar-winning director, screenwriter, and author who bleeds butter-flavored popcorn oil. He returns to his roots alongside longtime friend and fellow filmmaker Roger Avary on the Video Archives podcast. New episodes premieres Tuesday on Stitcher, the SXM app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Please welcome Quentin Tarantino. You're a genius. I love you.
Thank you very much. Let me just tell the audience how it all came about, because we've actually never met each other.
No, we were on Little Nicky, Adam Sandler's film.
Yeah, but we were actually in the same room at one point.
We were?
Yeah, we were.
And you knew it?
Yeah, of course I knew. All right.
You know my name?
You didn't know who I was, all right?
Okay,
it was during the I had already directed Reservoir Dogs. It had been released, but, you know. And so Harvey Keitel was hosting Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And so he invited me. Now, I'm so unfamous at this point, so I'm not like at the end, all right, waving, all right? Like, you don't know, I'm in the audience. I'm in the audience.
You're up in the bleachers.
I couldn't get past the guys in the Blazers, all right? But I got invited to the after party. And so I saw you there.
Okay.
Drinking alone.
Was I? Like earlier today.
Yeah, just...
A little bit of
frankly, you just seem like the superstar rock star, and then like the rest of the band is like, you know, is having a party at Portland Arena, and you were just kind of sitting back there. I'm carrying this whole show.
I love this story. I love this story. Let me do this for you real quick. I do it with friends. It's not a bit I do. It's Johnny Carson getting pulled over for drunk driving in 1972. Oh, sorry, officer. I didn't know I was swerving. I had two slippery monkeys at the hook and crook. Now, I know, because of your writing, I feel like I know you, and there's such a musicality to it, an inexplicability. So for me, when I see your movies, I have to see them again a lot of times. And obviously, you've heard this. Me and a few of my friends went down a rabbit hole. We didn't even know each other with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I've heard this. Actually, my editor let me know about this. Right?
Darrell Hammond, the impressionist. You know, I'm just talking to him casually on my podcast. Oh, I've seen it 12 times. I go, really? I saw it, I saw it 11 times. I just watched it, and there's so much. If you've seen it once, you kind of haven't seen it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree,
Because your brain is still doing homework.
You're taking it in.
Is this a Western? Why are we in this Western so long? And then after a while, there's a
lot of people saying in that part.
What becomes a wonderful thing for me if someone repeats stuff that I think is inexplicable and just dry and weird. So for you, like my wife and I now go, she goes, we're going to go there to lunch, we're going to shop, and I say, that's a good plan. I try.
Yeah.
And I've fallen in love. I watch the movie for Margot Robbie sometimes. I watch the movie lately I've been in a Pacino mode.
Yeah.
Down goes you, down goes your career, or you go to Rome and you win fights. See, that's all of it is poetry. Every line is poetry to me. And so I feel like I know you from the choices you made. And now I'm going to let you talk, because I could just talk the whole time.
Believe me, I could just listen to you all day.
Well, you know, let's face it, man. I'm a damn has-man. What'd that guy say to you? These damn Italian movies, you know. Don't cry in front of the Mexicans. I'm your gopher, man. You know, I mean, I could go on and on, you know.
This is, especially for the guy who did the movie, this is like watching the one-man show of the movie, and it's a pretty effing great one-man show.
How did you? Oh God! Oh, Quentin, it's like this one with Brad Pitt. I remember your white little face, and you were on a horsey. Are you real? And then the guy who's now playing Elvis.
Yeah, right.
I'm as real as a donut, mother. You know what I mean? It's just like. My dreams have come true. This is like
My
me.
dialogue has never sounded better.
This is like me getting to say to John Lennon, breaking down the lyrics of Strawberry Fields. That's what I feel about your films, and so I'm gushing, but it's just really cathartic for me.
That's really sweet. That's really nice, man. Thanks.
I hope you appreciate. I mean, how do you?
Very much so.
So here's a question I have, a dad question, just for me, long term. Like, I'm a movie buff. I mean, I think you're the ultimate movie fan and director. I think that's just ironic.
No, they're married together.
Yeah.
That aspect.
And so I really had to parse out the movies that were during my childhood, like, The Great Escape.
Yeah.
Which they went nuts for.
Right, yeah.
Jason and the Argonauts.
Right, yeah.
They went nuts for. They wanted, later on when they're like 8, they wanted to watch Saving Private Ryan. I said only the beach part. Sorry, that's a joke. But, and you're... So, what are you maybe haven't thought of this. Like when your kids are 6 or 7 or 8, have you thought of some of the movies you might want to show them that affected you at that age? Or were you watching Taxi Driver when you were 6?
Well, I was watching, look, I was, at 9, I did see a double feature of Deliverance and the Wild Bunch.
Wow. That's, did Straw Dogs maybe was the third one?
Well, no, it's interesting enough. I didn't see Straw Dogs, but I remember the trailers for it because they were pumping them all the time.
Wow.
And so I had a school psychologist she liked movies and I liked movies. So part of our way of doing a session together was I would just talk about the movies I saw and she'd talk about the movies she saw. And so, so she had seen Straw Dogs that weekend. Wow. And so leaving out the rape part, she told me the entire story from beginning to end.
I saw it at 16 by accident, and it still disturbs me.
But here's the thing, though.
It's a rough one.
Okay, here's the thing: is look, obviously, I cannot wait for Leo, my son, to get old enough so I can actually watch a movie and he can follow it through for 45 minutes at a time. Or something like that. That's going to be really exciting. Right now, it's like 15 minutes at a time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't, I'm going to play it by ear. I'm just going to be happy when he can actually take in something. However, you use Jason and the Argonauts as an example.
Yeah.
If I was going to start with a Ray Harryhausen thing,
right?
All right, because he's really into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
He's really
Stop
into
motion
dinosaurs.
Superstar.
Yeah. So I think I would start with 1 million years BC, the Raquel Welch one.
Yeah.
Because he already knows who all the dinosaurs now are.
Oh, okay.
He's just all about dinosaurs.
Oh,
but here's the thing that he's gotten into, like, I did get him into it, but I didn't realize that I was really unlocking such a door. We watched some, he watches a lot of sing-along stuff, on TV.
Yeah.
And so there was a sing-along for, like, Halloween. So it's like, oh, I'm a little witch, I'm a little vampire, I'm a little mummy, kind of thing. Well, he got really into that. So now almost every sing-along thing that he watches has monsters in it. Has ghosts, has zombies, has vampires. He's really into zombies.
Interesting.
All right, and like with only having this little these little sing-alongs, to even know what a zombie is. It's not like he's seen it in the Romero movies or anything.
Yeah. He doesn't know they died and came back.
But he kind
of
has figured it out. So one of the things about, like, you can appreciate this. One of the things about having a kid is, it's like I'm the greatest singer in the world and I'm the greatest comedian in the world. Because I make up these little silly songs and then he wants to hear them like 13 times in a row.
Right.
All right. And faster and faster and faster. So it's just like I have to keep singing it again and again and again. And then I have these little routines that we do, and we actually do them together, and he loves them.
Wow.
And so it's like I have a greatest hits as a comedian, and he laughs all the time. So it's like the greatest audience in the world. So one of our things that we do right now is, I'm raising him in Israel, and so in Hebrew, daddy is Abba. Abba. And so he'll go like, Abba zombie, Abba zombie, Abba zombie. And so I'm doing the Romero zombies, and so I'm like, no, and I really do the Romero zombies. I start off like I'm confused.
They always were confused.
Then I see you. Okay, so now that's, and like the nanny does it, even my wife has gotten into the act. All right, but the best is when he does Leo Zombie. And he's literally doing my version of a zombie without ever having
a mimic
seen...
already.
Yeah, without even having seen any of these movies. So he's just like, okay, Leo Zombie. His eyes are wide open, though, because he's looking, you know. And then, and when he starts chasing you, he actually runs as opposed to a Romero zombie.
Jeez, how old is he now?
He's like 2 years and like 4 months or something.
Okay, but well, specifically, I mean, what the
no, but here's the deal, though.
is how's his words?
Oh no, but here's the thing, though, is and this wasn't taught to him. He just knows to do that. So when he's Leo Zombie, and he catches me, he bites me. He bites. I don't think these baby shows taught them that the zombies eat people. But he knows to bite you because it's a zombie. You know?
He just intuited that.
He just intuited that, like, no, I'm supposed to bite you now. Like,
You know what they're gonna love later is Scooby-Doo, because Lauren Michaels asked, why do they all love Scooby-Doo? And it's like a horror film to them when they're young enough. Like there's ghosts and everything. But one thing I wanted to warn you is there was a song that they wanted us to play for the kids that caused anxiety. I don't know if you have this. It's about abandonment. So the song is, Mommy comes back. Mommy comes back, she never would leave you behind. Even if the kid hasn't even thought she's not gonna come back. This is a nightmare we're gonna give to you.
My wife would put the complete kibosh, all right, on that song.
I like that.
What are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere.
So who's cooler in the history of film? I was trying to think, because I think that Cliff Booth, and Brad Pitt in that role, with your writing, his acting, his choices, is kind of like the coolest. Using the word loosely. Obviously, we know Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
And I was.
He's kind of channeling a Steve McQueen kind of character.
He's
kind of channeling Steve McQueen. He's kind of channeling Tom Laughlin in Billy Jack to some degree.
Billy Jack. Oh, well, don't get me started. But the other day I was listening, I was hanging out, and I heard Goldfinger.
Yeah.
And I thought of Dr. No, and I thought of Sean Connery. He had the long cigarette hanging, just like Brad Cliff did when he was on Don't Whine. You whine, you don't eat. And I thought that maybe Sean Connery and Brad Pitt are bookends for the alpha male, endless, charismatic sex symbols, but also just this intelligence and charisma. I hope Brad's watching.
Yeah, this is all going to waste unless he's seeing it.
Okay, so we're going to be talking more with Quentin Tarantino after this message. I'm here with Quentin Tarantino. There's one I forgot during our last 3-hour segment, but I could talk to you forever. But another rhythm, which I love the way Kurt Russell is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the way you dressed him. I don't dig him, man. He doesn't. And then when he slams Kato into the car, he comes out and his wife goes crazy. And then Kurt Russell delivers this line so beautifully. The line is, what did you do to her car? Right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what did you do to her car?
So he comes out and he goes, what did you do to her car? It just hit me. It's almost like Biden, isn't it? What did you do to her car? So, anyway, so what's the last movie you saw? You went, holy shit, I wish I'd directed that.
Oh wow, that's a good question, actually.
I got a good question. It's hard.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay.
I know you go east a lot.
No. Thank you. There you go. That's it, actually. All right. It would have been great to have. I'm a big fan of the Japanese movie Battle Royale, which is what Hunger Games was based on. Well, Hunger Games just ripped it off, just straight up ripped it off. So that would have been awesome to have directed Battle Royale.
Right. And then with Kill Bill and stuff, you did this beautiful, choreographed, poetic stuff to kind of play homage.
Well, but that was actually an interesting situation as far as, especially even when it comes to other directors, because we were jumping off, especially in the first one, we were jumping off a lot from Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movies. And there was this one director there named Shang Shai that, he was kind of their John Ford. He's their John Ford / Sergio Leone. And so he had just passed away a little bit ago when we started doing it. And we had this one moment, we were trying to do this one gag where like a fighter's holding a condom full of blood, and she squeezes it and it explodes. And if she does it the right way and everything goes the way it's supposed to, the blood's gonna explode this
Go
way.
out, yeah.
Instead, we do it like 14 or 15 times and it always goes this way. It's gonna go one way or the other, and it just always goes the wrong way.
That's the tenacity of what you do.
And so we have to, like, you know, after like the 4th time she's covered in blood, we have to take the costume off, put on a new costume on her. And it just like, it seems like I'm banging my head against the wall for a small little effect that I've now stopped the wheels of progress.
Right, so you
know,
gotta
once
make
you
a
get to
choice.
like the
Yeah.
14, 15
Yeah.
take. And I'm like, okay, should I just say F this? Should I just move on? And it's not really that important. And at that moment, I had a little thing of Shang-Chi come to me.
Okay, it's like
And
a
he-
voice or a spirit
Yeah,
came
just like a
into you.
spirit came
Yeah.
in. Hang in there, Quentin. You don't know how long when I worked with Wang Yu to get this one effect. It's only been 15
So
times.
Xing Wang worked with Wang Wu?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, just wanted to... It's a great
Yeah.
Sorry,
Shang-Chi worked with Wang Yu.
That's like two nuns walking to a bar. That's a great name. Go ahead.
And he was just like, you know, the spirit version of Shang-Chi. It was just like, look, you've already done it 15 or 16 times. If you stop right now, it's a waste. It's bound to happen the way you want it to happen within the next 6 times. So just keep going.
And it was a specific number in your head?
Well, no, it was a total conversation. He said within the next 6 times it should happen.
Oh, okay. So usually in a dream state, it's like the next take. But he said...
No. I knew
Okay.
it wasn't going to happen the next time.
Got it. All right, yeah.
And it literally happened like the third time out.
Wow. Well, I give you... That's part of... I can't imagine the workload and the tenacity of what you do on these sets. And it comes down to that a lot of times. Time's running out. We're running out of money. We're running out of light. You have to make all these choices.
Well, there's kind of, there's 2 sides of the scale here. On one hand, it's not the most creative thing to just like, hey, I have all the time I want in the world and I'm gonna do it. Well, get off my back, man. I'm an artist. I'm doing my own thing. All right, it is a movie, and there is a thing about a crew going on, and it should have. You should be able to deliver the schedule to one degree or another. But then the opposite end of that
is too much.
Well, directors are shooting a schedule and they're not shooting a movie.
Right.
And you don't want to do that either. So it's like I want things to go more or less the way we planned them because we worked hard on planning them the right way. But I'm here to shoot a movie. No one's going to remember if I finish my day.
I love that. So you're just in the moment. It's like everything else. We're always trying to get out of our own head and just be instinctual. So when you see it, you know it, you go.
And it's just like, it's like, making a movie is like one of the funnest things in the world to do, especially one that you want to do and that you've worked hard writing and everything. So it's like every day is really exciting.
Well, I think
I have these actors and we get together.
Yeah, I think it's the art form of the 20th and 21st century when you put it all together.
Well, especially, my movies aren't necessarily better than anybody else's, but one of the things about it, though, is because they are built around scenes of dialogue, it's not like I have just days of just, the guy gets out of the car, the guy gets in the car, the guy gets in the elevator, the guy rides up the elevator, the guy walks down the hallway.
So it's
so it's always like, a scene of big dialogue of every day. It's always like a thing.
Yeah, and now you're doing a podcast.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm a little embarrassed about actually hawking my podcast.
Why?
Like on national television.
It's called Video Archives Podcast.
Yes.
It's named after the video rental store in Manhattan Beach where you two met and where you first
it's the
worked.
store that we both worked at. Mm-hmm. We both were employees at the store in the 80s. And when the store went out of business, I got the inventory. So I have all the video cassettes.
Yes, and here's a picture.
And there's a picture of, that's a room in my house, all right?
Is it here? Okay.
And those are actually the actual video archive shelves.
You guys are fanatics. Look, the Beatles, we got to do a podcast. So the Beatles are in Hamburg and they got to do 8 hours.
Yeah.
So they learn the canon of music. They learn country western. They learn tunes. Are you in a way someone who just kind of absorbed filmdom and you had an encyclopedia knowledge, and then, like the Beatles, you reformed it? You knew where structures were, or how much did that working in that video store inform you?
No, that's a good question. But a lot of people think, he became a movie expert from working at this video store for 5 years or however long I was there. And it's like, no, I got hired at this really prestigious video store because I was a movie expert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
And you were a movie expert.
But then it also allowed me for 5 years to just do nothing but just completely dive into movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like watching them, I'm talking about them all day long with the customers, and and I wanted to be a filmmaker, so now I'm actually coming up with theories, which maybe I didn't. I didn't have film theories when I was in my a teenager.
You're just immersive into film, and then you make a film. Good Lord, Quentin Tarantino, what a life, what a film career, and now you're a super dad. Your impression of a zombie was amazing. So this podcast is out. It starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow. I'm just trying to read this. Everywhere you can get podcasts.
And the point of the show is that we basically take the old video cassettes from the we're not watching them on Blu-ray, we're not watching them on DVD or anything. We take the old video cassettes and I randomly choose 3 of them.
Yeah.
And we sit down and we watch them together. All right. And then like on a Friday, and then we get together on Monday and we talk about the show. And we talk about the movies, we talk about the video, the transfer that the video cassette did. If it's on Paragon Home Video, we tell you the virtues of Paragon Home Video, the little video
it's so
company.
Great, I get it. It's just you're this incredible director, and then you're this guy too. It's just an amazing personality I'm sitting next to. New episodes of Videos Archives podcast premiere Tuesdays. I'm promoting it on Stitcher, the
when you do it,
SXM
it's
app.
okay. It's as long as I know.
Yeah, and whenever you get your podcast, we'll be right back with Julia Garner, Quentin Tarantino.